What's going on? Reality After Show. We are back talking some Traitors, having the draft update, season 3. Wow, what a bomber at the end. And we will dive right into all of that as well. Well, I'm not kidding. We're laying it out there. We're starting off strong here, folks. I'm Lauren, as always, joined by Lyrsa from Survivor David versus Goliath. Lyrsa, how are you?
Good. Peace.
We just got a good. All right, so again, we're really hitting it hard, folks. And then, as always, joined by double dose of Emily. How are y'all?
Wonderful. Excited to finally finish off the season.
Yes, agree with my name twin.
I'm ready to dive into this because I have thoughts and feelings. I did very much enjoy this season. I thought the cast was loaded. It was stacked. People surprised me. The ending, though, very much a downer. And it's only because there was 2 people that carried it. And the other 2 people, I go, you better thank those 2, meaning Gabby and Dylan, for giving you the money. Because y'all didn't do jack shit.
Yeah. However, so I agree with your point real quick that the season was great. I thought it had its peaks, its valleys. It started strong, kind of got mid, and then got good again. I thought it was just messy, which was great TV. To your point, and I can dive into this later on. I'm so happy my Queen Gabby won. I feel like Dolores and Ivar had to win so Gabby and Dylan could win. Because I think they weren't going to get rid of them. They weren't going to banish them. Unless they conspired to vote them out so that the 2 of them only could win. So as dud as they were, because what the hell did Ivar do? I feel like there's no way Gabby and Dylan both win without them winning with them.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I'm upset.
2 that deserve the money.
Look, this is the first time Dolores wins something, and I'm happy for her because I pick her. So, and Ivar too. So I picked 2 of the most laziest people in the season, and they made it to the final. So I'm not gonna complain about that.
Whoever goes on next season, you have to murder or banish these people that are just taking up space.
Yes, they are like furniture, as we say in PR and these reality shows. It's furniture that you're moving around, but you need to get rid of them.
Don't do that to Dolores. Okay, I as much as
I love Dolores. She was my pick.
I still enjoy Dolores.
Delulu.
Dolores
woman didn't know what was happening.
I don't think she voted correctly. She voted correctly like one time.
She voted
one time.
Twice. I think it was twice. I believe
Okay, well, it's still really bad statistically.
She thought Ivar
she
was
had
a
the
traitor.
worst.
Yeah. I think
Ivar didn't know who people were in the game. She thought he was a traitor.
But at least Dolores is still entertaining. My issue being I just didn't think Dolores deserved to win. I do like Dolores. Ivar, on the other hand, I don't need an Ivar next season. I'm okay without an Ivar. Don't give me another one. Bring me back Tom. I would rather that. You know what I mean? Because Tom, at least, whether you think about him as a person, whatever that may be, Tom was entertaining.
Correct. And contributed to missions if you're a faith. Like, I feel like Ivar didn't do anything in a mission. I don't know. I think this is what happens when the Traitors like cannot collaborate at all. Is you end up with like a shitty cast who wins.
I think that was part of it. Like, we had amazing Traitors as individual, but as a collective, they were a fucking terrible group of people. Like, they voted for they eliminated each other the whole time. Like, are you like
the Faithfuls never got a traitor out?
Correct.
You're right. Traitor on traitor every time.
You're right. You're right.
And that allows the Danielle of it all, but that was like the final like.
Right.
They were onto her for a while. But real quick on Ivar, like my one thing is like don't go on a show if you say, "Oh, I don't do drama. I don't want to be on a drama show." You're going on the Traitors. You're going on a Peacock reality competition show.
Look, the first time we do a show, we want to be nice. If I knew that being like out loud and like crazy as I am, will have like getting me further. I will have, but the first time people do stuff, they're like shy and shit.
He didn't
That's
speak.
why.
He didn't want to be there.
I want to be there.
I don't know, but let's dive into the domino effect that we had, as we mentioned, the Traitors. I think the biggest issue was turning too soon on each other. I still think in order to win, you have to turn at some point, but it was so early. And then you had that domino effect because after that occurred, everyone goes, I can't trust you because this just happened.
And I also think it starts with having 4 Traitors. I think 4 Traitors is way too many to start with.
It's just because they wouldn't let go of Boston Rob for sure.
I'm aware, but they could have started with 2 Traitors and then brought BR in if they were really
definitely
to that.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it was just you started too many, so then obviously also Boston Rob's ego, he has to get somebody out to win. But it was like they recruited way too late in the season because it like to them, and I hated that recruiting twist. We can get there, later on. But I think when you start with 4 Traitors and they know that they have to turn on each other to get ahead, it just creates this weird dynamic. And then when the Traitors aren't getting along and they're going after each other, like it was messy, but it also wasn't like, I don't know, as a viewer, it was like, okay, but like these faithfuls are dumb because they're not even getting anybody out. We're just watching the Traitors go after each other.
I still wouldn't change any of the Traitors, though.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. Besides Boston Rob, the 3 originals were great.
Yes, I definitely agree.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. I think like if they had, I just didn't like how they kept steamrolling Carolyn at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I think they could have figured it out. I think maybe like once the initial kind of excitement of like, oh my God, we're Traitors, we have to make like I have faith that maybe the 3 of them could have like smoothed things out before they started. I agree with everyone that like, yes, you have to turn on each other at some point. I get it. You don't want to split the money, but like, we don't need to do that when there's still double digits of people around.
And to your point, Emily, like from the beginning, Bob the drag queen and Danielle didn't even listen to Carolyn, so they didn't care to trust her. So that's why Danielle was throwing Carolyn's name out because she never cared to listen. And then it just became this like awkwardness, like, well, you threw her name out, so then Carolyn's going to throw your name out, but then you're going to get mad at Carolyn for throwing your name out, but you did it from the start because you didn't want to listen to her.
It was tough, but I love them all individually. It was a very entertaining season. I think it's just my personal like reality TV preference is not to like watch folks implode.
I love the messy.
I know. We're at like polar opposites.
Well, but see, you have to have that. I don't want everyone to agree with what I say, and that's the whole point of this all. But I want to dive into Danielle versus Brittany because people have many opinions on whatever direction you want to go. Did Danielle game too hard, go over the line? Was Brittany decision-based wise? Should Brittany have not voted for Danielle? What are y'all's thoughts?
Well, first of all, can I say one thing? I hated the recruitment twist where if you didn't accept
you were
becoming a traitor, you voted because they're just upset that Pilot Pete last season said no to being a traitor. And they were like, well, how do we force someone to become a traitor at the end game? But it's unfair to Brittany because she didn't want to do it. And then if she doesn't do it, she gets murdered. But then but yeah, that's my point. I can come back and speak on my later, but I want everybody else to speak.
Brittany was being a good faithful, so I do think that ended up tanking Brittany's game to an extent.
Yeah, and I also think their outside game, for those who didn't watch Big Brother Reindeer Games, it was a little spinoff that was like a little bit, and they thought they were working together, and Brittany put Danielle up for elimination. For those who are watching, if I got this wrong, forgive me. It's been a while. It's been a long week, but that's pretty much what I thought. And they only were together for like a few hours in the game before Brittany put Danielle up. So then Brittany felt like, because Danielle the whole season was like, Brittany, you have to trust me because of our outside beef in the game. Like, you have to work with me because you like to make it like she manipulated Brittany. I mean, it worked to work with her because of how it went in Big Brother Games. So then Brittany felt like she owed it to Danielle, which she doesn't. It's a game for money. You got to do what you have to do. And then I think Brittany cared too much about protecting Danielle that it screwed her over in the end.
Yeah. I think
because that's why they got
mentioned
suspicious of her.
I think she mentioned it in their reunion that they had only met before for like 3 hours.
3 hours, yeah.
Like, we're not friends. Like, I didn't owe you anything for 3 hours.
But it's Danielle guilted her into thinking that she owed her something, which great gameplay, great strategy to get somebody on your side like that and use people's emotions. But that's what also cost Brittany the game, is because Brittany felt like she had to make it up for Danielle.
Yeah, I wonder if it would have been different if Dolores had also voted for Danielle at the end, too.
I think Brittany was smart in voting for Danielle because we don't know what would have happened if she didn't break the tie. And I think she had to think maybe she could gain enough trust with the faithfuls to just end the game. I think that's what she was banking on, that she could use her emotions and word and her relationship with Dylan already and Gabby to basically say, we got the last traitor out, we're done, let's move on and quickly try to end the game. And then I think she kind of played too hard to protect Danielle, who was already kind of a lost cause. But I think she did have to vote for Danielle. Because Danielle, I think, would have turned on her. Sadly, I think Danielle would have turned on Brittany to win the whole game.
Yeah.
I go back and forth. I don't think she had to vote for her. And I'm only saying that just because, well, first of all, let's rewind for a second. Dolores messed up that entire.
Oh, yes, because
yes.
But you know who didn't mess up? Miss Gabby Windy, who said, "Come at me, and I'm coming back." She didn't get a vote. Anyways, Lauren, sorry, continue.
No, you're fine. We stand Gabby, absolutely. But explain to me how, why, what would make you think that Ivar would be pulling the strings of being a traitor throughout this entire game? Think about that. You saw who all the other traitors were thus far. You think that Ivar in the turret with Bob the Drag Queen, Boston Rob, Carolyn. Come on, people.
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
No.
I think she just didn't want to admit that it could be another woman who was a traitor. I think she wanted to be like, no, women at the end. But I think she would have, I think Dolores would have been more successful if she turned on Dylan.
I think it made it easier for the traitors, for sure.
Well, yes, but I think if she said, when she said, it could have been a man, why should it be a woman? I said, she's going to go for Dylan. And then when she went for Ivar, I was like, Dolores, that was a lost cause, babe. Like, babes, that was a lost cause. If you pushed for Dylan, I think you would have had everybody on your side.
Yeah.
And then Dylan's sitting there pretty. Dylan played a fantastic game. We need to talk about Dylan a little bit here.
But it's a difference. Why? And I think that made the difference. Dylan is a gamer follower, right? He watches all this show, so he know more or less. These people had no idea what's going on. And I bet you that none of them decided, let me watch a season of like Survivor for going into this, or Big Brother or something. So they could get a grasp.
Dylan No Deal Island on the plane.
Yeah, I think that will have made a difference in the non-gamers. But I honestly feel none of them did homework. No. And that's why Dolores kept voting for Ivar, which made no sense.
But I feel like even if you hadn't done any gameplay, if I'm Dolores and every vote that I've had has been wrong, maybe I should be like, my instincts aren't great. Like, maybe I should let someone else lead. Like, I feel like we can all learn from our mistakes. It's fine if you don't watch it beforehand, but then you look at who else has been successful in identifying traitors, and maybe I should go after them. Dylan, who's clocked like multiple traitors, or Gabby, who's been suspicious of people who've turned out to be traitors.
Yeah.
I don't think it's this person. Maybe I should also not think it's that person.
I will say it was very smart on Danielle and Brittany, without talking about it, to switch their vote to Ivar at the last second, because they were going in guns a-blazing for Gabby, which rude, and it didn't work. Yeah. Like, cut your losses when they're not voting for her. But because Dolores was like, I'm voting for you, Ivar, Brittany and Danielle were like, they know these games. Yeah. Someone says they're voting, you throw the numbers on that person.
Yeah.
So that's why they called the tie.
Of course, you have to switch it there. If you know someone is 100% going that way, and at that point, you've seen Dolores' game. You know that she's not lying when she says that. People could potentially lie to throw someone off to get them to
Like
throw
Dylan
a
would have
vote.
lied.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. But it's Dolores. So you know Dolores is going the way that she says she's going. So them switching it that way to give themselves an opportunity at that point was a very good move.
Yeah, I mean they had to. Like they had no other
Yep.
play.
Gabby at that round table was like, here's all the evidence that I've been saving for this moment, Danielle. Like when I heard you in the bookcase, when I did this, I was waiting for this time to drop this bomb. I wish other people would have followed so it wasn't a tie, but I'm happy that she was able to get Danielle and Brittany off of her. In that
Gabby-
round table, I think she did great at that round table. I just wish Dolores would have voted for Danielle, and I think then it would have been majority, and then we wouldn't have had Brittany's should she have voted for her, should she not have voted for her, because I think voting for Ivar in that first round was good for Brittany, but I think if she didn't need to, it would have been a different story. Like if she voted for Ivar and the rest of the people voted for Danielle, Brittany still gets out, like looks good.
Right? No, definitely. And we're talking about Gabby too as well. When you brought up the bookcase, Gabby had a lot of subtle game moves that were good because I believe some other people wouldn't have taken a step back like Gabby did with not approaching the bookcase. You hear the voices, but if you approach that, you're probably getting murdered because they know eyes are on you. So Gabby did have good awareness in this game when to say something and when not to say something. So I genuinely think Gabby played it as best as she possibly could for not being a normal gamer.
Right. And then when Danielle was like, well, you didn't talk to anybody outside your alliance, Gabby was like, neither did you. Shut up. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
I love when Danielle was like, Gabby, you're a smart girl. And Gabby was like, I'm not dumb. I didn't say I was dumb.
I didn't say I was dumb. Yes.
Like, I think Danielle and Brittany would have been more successful if they didn't try to dog on Gabby, if they try to dog on, say, Ivar or Dylan, because then you threw suspicion on yourself. Like, why are you now coming for Gabby? Like, it's just weird.
I think they hit too late on Dylan. They should have done that together, Danielle and Brittany, and not just Brittany on that last round. I think they will have successfully been able to take Dylan out if they both would have cooperated on that previous.
Dylan should have been
Round
murdered,
table.
like the final murder.
A while ago. Yeah.
You keep him around because everyone, like, he was golden retriever, puppy dog, like, he was a good boy, and, like, he was smart and giving, like, advice. But if I'm a traitor, I'm murdering him at the end because he is so smart that I don't want him to turn on me at the very end. Because he's also, like, when Danielle was trying to get him not to vote, and he was, like, for her, and he was like, sorry, I'm going to vote for you because I know that we're, you know, really close, but, like, a game's a game. I have to be smart. I want to vote a traitor out. Like, you shot yourself in the foot because he is so smart that he's going to want to vote a traitor out. So you get rid of him at the last chance you can. You don't want him to get to the end.
Yeah.
That was a
agree.
dumb move.
I don't know if I think that they could have gotten Dylan out. I feel like Dolores
Well, you had to
was
murder
always
him. You couldn't banish him.
Yeah,
You had to
because I
have
think
murdered him.
Dolores was always going to vote for Ivar. Dolores, there was no changing her mind. So
Or
it's like
Tom.
you have to like, and I think while they of course had to change their votes for Ivar at that point, I think it like they were sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place because you come in guns a-blazing for Gabby and then you don't vote for her because you claim to be like convinced by someone else's argument who really doesn't have an argument. It makes you look even more sus. So I feel like in some ways Dolores, like maybe in this weird roundabout way, actually helped identify traitors by being so bad at this game, which is very
And that's on Big Brain.
yeah, like it's certainly not successful.
But that's why we love Dolores. That's, you know, Dolores was a delight to have on the cast. I was fine with it. I was just saying, every read was wrong.
No, correct. And it's annoying because she tanked other people. Essentially, like, she kind of tanked their games by being so... Who was the last murder? I'm trying to remember. Why did they not murder Dylan at the last
Wasn't
one?
it Tom?
It was Tom, yeah.
Yeah, they should have I don't know why did they
Because
murder
Tom depended on Gabby or Dolores because they were going after Tom. But they should have murdered Dylan to then cause like confusion.
Chaos. Yeah.
Right.
Like, yeah, we're close with him. Like, that was, I think, an emotional, like, they should have been strategic being too gamer, or at least I think Danielle was the only one killing at that point. Or Carolyn too. I forget. You know, it's been 3 weeks since that episode aired. But I think you have to, like, I don't know. I think it was dumb for them to kill Tom over Dylan. Because then I think Dolores and Tom at the end would have gone after each other. And then it would have been funny. But you leaving Dylan, who is, you think you have him in your back pocket, but he wants to get a traitor out. He doesn't care if you're his bestie.
Right. I mean, I think he like waited until the very end to make that, to try to like let that be a possibility, and you know, tried to be relationships driven. But yeah, he is also not dumb. He and Gabby are both not dumb, and he's like, okay, like I can't let my like adoration for you as a friend or as a human like blind myself to the fact that you could also be a traitor. And like, unfortunately, particularly with Danielle, there's some strong evidence that traitor on traitor crime really like led to undoing this season.
Yeah, I was watching an interview or reading an interview, and Dylan, I didn't read the full thing or watch the full clip, but they said, like, instead of all going green, like, why didn't you try to banish one more at that final bit? And Dylan was like, it would have been me or Gabby, and I was not taking that chance with Gabby trying to, like, get the other two against me, like, especially after Brittany put all that, like, evidence out there. I'd rather just take the, you know, try to win. Also, okay, Dylan, great guy. Don't get me wrong, smart, nice, misguided. I did not love when he was upset and cried that Brittany came after him. You're coming after Brittany.
Yes.
Exactly. Brittany's going to defend herself, and she's going to come at you for coming at her. You can't be like, that was an assault. Like, shut the fuck up. You watch these shows.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that was like a defense mechanism, you know.
Like, I just think he was not expecting for her to turn it on him.
Yeah. And have so much evidence. Evidence.
But I was really surprised that it didn't convince anyone. Like, I feel like that roundtable made it look like I was like, oh, wow, it could go either way. And then no one was convinced by her argument, which I was very surprised.
That was sad.
I thought her argument was pretty good. So,
It was because of Danielle's exit. I really think that's also what did Brittany in, because you hear everything nice said about all the other people sitting there and nothing about Brittany, and then you did it to me again. There's just so much there that it leads to it being her. I want to know too what y'all's opinion on this. I kind of want them. I do enjoy the exits, but it does suck if you're playing a great Traitors game for someone to do like a jab at you personally, not a full-on jab, but definitely a jab. And it kind of reveals information that you are potentially a traitor. And that would suck if you're playing a brilliant game and then someone that you got out or maybe eliminated yourself is able to do that.
I mean, it's like in Survivor. Like, if you get out, you have like 30 seconds. Like, people are, you use that time to kind of say something. And you're going to use your final seconds of TV time, basically, to kind of influence the rest of the game with you leaving. And the same in Big Brother, like, they get voted out, they have to go immediately, and they can choose to say things at the very end. And it's unfortunate, but that's the beauty of these kind of shows, is they can use their final seconds after they know their game's over to kind of fuck other people over.
Yeah,
I hear you.
Yeah, maybe with Traitors, because there is this like secret element that's not. It's not always the case in Survivor and Big Brother. Like, I'm trying to remember with the mole if they're allowed to say anything after they get.
That one they can't. That one, it's like they get the red and they leave.
Right, because you can't be like, oh, I put it all on this person. This person's actually not the mole. So maybe they should have a similar thing. Because I hear, I feel like it was ironic that Danielle also tanked Brittany's game, essentially. We think. Well,
I think she said, if you're taking my game, if you're getting rid of me, I'm screw you over
yours. Yeah.
So it truly was the season of Traitors eliminating Traitors, even at the end.
And I think there was nothing Brittany could do when people were like, it was weird and suspicious that Danielle didn't say anything about you. How does Brittany come back from that?
Right.
She can't. She still thinks Derek changed her game, but whatever.
Yeah.
No, that's just too hard to come back from, which is unfortunate. But does Danielle need to do a different recruitment? I know Danielle was so gung-ho about Brittany, and I just don't think that was the correct move.
No, because I think she wanted to recruit Brittany because she thought she could trust Brittany 100%, and she could manipulate Brittany to being like, you can't vote me out because we have this, we're now best friends again.
Yeah.
But I think that gives Brittany all the ammo to get rid of you because she has all the cards and all these people are already suspicious. I think she could have pulled in, say, Dolores or Ivar. I don't think she could have. I don't think she would have. But I think Brittany was a right recruit for her based on like her relationships. But I think if I'm Danielle, I want somebody who won't go for me. And I think she thought Brittany, but Brittany also comes from Big Brother, where that's their whole gameplay.
Yeah,
Right.
I feel like it would have been entertaining AF to see Dolores or Ivar be a traitor at the very end.
I'm trying to
I wouldn't want them to win the
like,
whole thing, but even like pulling in Gabby.
Yeah, it could.
Who we have to discuss that whole date situation, the seer power. We'll get there. Sorry. I have thoughts. It's all coming back now.
No, it's just the full circle. We have to go back to this. We have to go back to that. But as Lyrsa said, I'm trying to picture Ivar up in the turret. And I just can't because I don't know what Ivar would do but just stand there.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Go with the flow. He will go with the flow.
Right. Essentially, Danielle, you actually would have full control if you bring in Ivar because Ivar's not going to stand up to you. He'll just be like, sure, whatever you have in mind, that sounds great to me, buddy. But again, you do somewhat want a working relationship and partnership up there so then you can plan who to pin stuff on.
But I do think, though, because Brittany and Danielle, now that I'm remembering, killed Tom, and that was the end of the murder. Yeah. She recruited, then they murdered. I mean, I think, Ivar would have been like, do what you want. But I think he started to get smart at the end when he was telling Brittany, like, it's just a game. Stop being, like, whiny. Like, he was getting fed up, and he was, like, also giving Gabby, like, he was feeding into, like, giving advice. So I don't think he would have been totally, like, lost. I think it would have been hilarious. But I don't think he would have just sat there. I think he probably would have had a say. It may not have been smart gameplay, but I think he would have done something.
But would she have listened? No. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, and that's what my point being with Ivar. I think at that point, Ivar says, I'm just letting it go. Do what you want. I don't feel like talking anymore, essentially.
Or he gets happy with power at the end and does this to pin it on Danielle and then win. We don't know.
Right. It's true.
I know. We're like hypothetically speaking here, but I'm happy I didn't see it because I don't want to see it.
Yeah, and I don't want him
you know what I mean? But Dolores would have been funny. I think Dolores would have been great because at that point, I think Dolores can still do a little bit of the bit where I'm just randomly kind of throwing this name out there and that sounds good to me. So I really think you could have hit it a lot better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now you can go and talk about the seer.
Stupid twist, first of all. I know if you haven't watched the UK
stupid twist
as well at this point of the game. I think the twist works if it's done earlier in the game and it's not exposed to as the seer, because Brittany being the seer when there's 4 other people to pick from or 5 other people to pick from, I forget when.
It makes nothing.
Makes no sense. And then Dylan clocked it immediately how you strategize the seer, because if Brittany comes out saying Gabby's a traitor, he's going to put suspicion on Brittany. But if Brittany says she's a faithful, then you kind of are screwed in figuring it out. Like, he immediately clocked the twist, which again, why I want to see Dylan on another show. But I also wish Brittany and Gabby would have, I mean, they only showed us a minute and a half of the date, 2 minutes of the date, whatever. Like, I wish we saw Brittany being like, okay, Gabby, I know you're faithful. I'm a faithful. Who are we targeting next? Who do you want? Who do you think who are you suspicious of? And if it's Dylan, how do we compile evidence instead of this, you're a faithful. I'm a faithful. Like, I wish they would have used that time in private to conspire together a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe
strategize.
I wish the gamer in me wishes they used that time to strategize. But I'm happy that she didn't try to frame Gabby because I would have been upset.
Yeah. And I think she played it as well as she could have.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I was worried that she was going to try to blame Gabby and that it would have backfired. She didn't realize that Dylan knew what was going on.
I never thought she was going to say that Gabby was a traitor for some reason. I believed she was going to say she was a faithful for some reason. I don't know.
Lauren, what are your thoughts on the Seer twist?
So, people play games like Mafia is essentially the same thing, and you have different twists, whether version you play. My thing is, I agree with it being too late in the season. I don't mind the twist, but then when it's earlier, there's more up for grabs, if you will, with suspicion, confusion, thoughts, opinions, because
it's easier to frame a traitor when there's 12 people left.
Right. And there's more voices in the house. There's more action going on. At the end, just let the twist not occur. I didn't need it. And also, it's not fun when a traitor gets the twist either.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's more fun if the faithful.
Brittany was going to handle it, but yeah, this late in the game, they've all made up their mind. So, like, it was just, I feel like, nothing. It didn't add to the game.
It was like they were on a date.
Yeah.
On a cute date. On a one-on-one.
It was funny when Gabby was like, should we make out? I was like, yes. But you're married. Congratulations. But
it felt like they were just filling time.
Sure.
But I would have loved if it was like after they banished like 2 of the traitors, then they bring the Seer twist in when there's still like 12 to 15 people left, or at least like 10 people. So there's more, you have the ability to cause more confusion instead of being like, there could be one more traitor left. Because I know in the UK it ruined the end game. Into the US it just didn't add anything.
Right. I mean, there's like a little.
It's so good. The UK is awesome, by the way. I have to put that out there. UK collapse. And I like it because it's regular people. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing Big Brother, Survivor, all these different shows, Housewives. But it's fun seeing what regular people do that you don't know or have anything about them going into it and just seeing how the game plays out.
No, I want
Where is that? Netflix?
No, Peacock.
Peacock has them.
The season that just finished up for UK will probably be out in like a month or so on Peacock.
Okay.
But seasons 1 and 2 are really good. UK season 1 is really good TV.
Okay.
And it's all regular people, so it's fun. Like Lauren said.
Yeah. Check it out. It's very good.
Okay.
It's like filmed in the same place. They do a lot of the same missions because I think they film around the same time. But the host, Claudia, is incredible. And it's just really fun to see regular people play.
Well, and I think, too, it would be interesting to see them do this version that we have now. And just in the U.S., if you can, run 2 seasons. Put regular people on, see what happens. And then you can get to an all-star season, and then they all collide. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Celebrity, like, I know that they're filming season 4 either now or soon. I think soon. I think calls are going out based on, like, spoil Twitter. But how many people, like, how many seasons can you get of these people where it still will pull the strong fan base? Like, I feel like at one point they're going to have to say, we can't keep, like, we can't get these big names anymore.
They have a big pool. And MTV has been doing this for years with the challenge. They always bring people from other seasons. So with a big pool of people, I think they can keep going with just celebrities doing this.
I think so, too. I also think there are so many shows they haven't dipped into yet. Think about it that way. And you can pull the highlight person from this show and bring them on. Because
I also think they would love to see them dip into, like, I know it's Peacock, so they're choosing the shows that are on Peacock's network, but like pull people from Netflix that gain that like maybe don't have 10 housewives a season, maybe have 2 of each, but pull from different, it's not just Survivor, Big Brother, the chat. Like I would love a couple of other random people, and don't give me another Monarch, another random Brit. I mean,
Yes.
Ekansu was great, but give me more Love Island people. Like I would have loved. I want to see if you ever anybody seen the U.S. season 6 of Love Island. I want Leah on my screen. Like I want Serena on this show. Pull people from that's on Peacock. Pull it from them. Like these are the shows when they're in their popularity, you want to pull those names. So I would love to see them pull from other shows, and it's not just like a one-off person like Mickey.
Wait, but Survivor and Big Brother are not on Peacock.
But I think because Peacock and Paramount
Or family?
I think they're family. And if they're not, don't quote us.
No, because Paramount is CBS and Peacock is NBC.
Right. But I think if you're going to pull... I think once you start with season 1 with people from Survivor, Big Brother, you have to keep going.
Oh, no, yeah.
How many reality shows are on Peacock besides Bravo? Deal or No Deal Island? That's like it.
Which
And
I
what
think
else?
they could start pulling from there, obviously.
Right.
Now. You can definitely pull a cast member. I agree with you. Netflix, bring them on. There's so many different shows that you can add to from there. I will say, though, any thoughts, predictions, who you want to see on season 4 of Traitors?
More drag queen, like more than one drag queen would be good.
I want to see like Katya and
Yes.
Trixie on the same season.
Oh, that would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Because I love her and she just got eliminated. Sorry, spoiler from Drag Race. I would love to see Corey King, but she's our Boston queen.
My dream contestant, I don't think she'll ever do it, Paige DeSorbo from Summer House. If you know her, you know her. She's iconic. She's just becoming she's getting more and more popular, but she does not back down from people's shit. And as she is a fashion icon, she would eat up the fashion of the show, but she just stands up to like all the stupid men on all of her shows, and she just went through a famous breakup, so I think she would just be so good on the show. That's my ideal dream contestant.
Who is y'all's ideal Survivor contestant?
Who's yours, Lauren? I want you to.
To go on Traitors, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to go first, Lyrsa?
No, I'll think about it. It's a big pool of people.
I say, can
And
we
I'm
get
very
3?
biased.
Can we get 2 or 3?
Yeah, of course. I'm just trying to spitball some names here because obviously there's so many people that they can dive into because Survivor has been on for a long time, many seasons.
I think a great pick, because she's been on the challenge as well as Michelle Fitzgerald.
Mm-hmm.
She would have so many connections on other shows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, selfishly, I also love Michelle, but I think she would be a great pick because she would have all the challenge people and she can make, connections easily. But I think when you get Survivor, like, yes, you pull a Parvati, yes, you pull Boston Rob, but I love that they chose Carolyn, who isn't, yes, in the newer era, she's a big name because she was on just like 2 seasons ago. But like Jeremy, like I feel like when you have the Mount Rushmore, they're picking from those people, I guess, to bring in the cast, but I would love for them to pick, not the biggest names.
I feel that. I think it's hard too because you also want to know how the season's going to blend because the problem I saw Carolyn being there, fantastic, but then you had the Jeremy, the Tony, and the Boston Rob with just Caroline as the outlier there. I don't know.
There needed to be another female survivor. Like it couldn't have just been her.
Exactly. That's what I'm just saying. I think you needed a little bit more of a balance when it came to that. And then I had another issue too with just having Wes from the challenge. No. I did not like that. I
love Wes.
I love Wes.
I think it's because he was on House of Villains, and it's the same franchise, and that's
very
why.
true. No, very true. I definitely agree with that. It's just hard because there's so many names out there, and the pool, like you said, Lyrsa, is got to be huge, right?
It's huge. Yeah. It's too big.
And it's a show where filming is going to be a certain amount of time, and you're not going to be
Agree.
gone that long. And I think that's why a ton of the big names say yes to it.
Who would you want, Lauren or Emily?
I really want to know who Lauren's going to say.
Why? Why
Because
is it?
I don't know. Your survivor knowledge is vast and deep.
Oh, but I'd go so old school. That's the problem.
You know
That's
who I would
okay.
love to see back? Ethan. I think he would be fun.
Oh,
Ethan is
Because
fun.
he's just a good boy. So if you give him Traitor, I think he could like play that nice guy card, but he could also be like really faithful. And he's not like a big ego like Tony or Boston Rob.
I mean, I'm thinking about. I feel like I'm more going from like, who do I want to see on my screen who I haven't seen in a long time, and so it would be like Earl, right? Like I would love to see Earl again. I also think from like new era, I feel like Chanel would be really good actually at it, and I'm trying to think of other.
Genevieve would be incredible from last
Yeah,
season.
Genevieve would be. I mean, I would take
Yes.
I would take most people from last season because I love that cast so much. So like, give me a Traitors that's just season 47 of like Saul and Annika. Like, I would be very happy. But yeah, I think
I'll do a strong little bit of a pullback. I would love to see Courtney Yates.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Courtney will be good at this too. I feel
That's
Yes.
so. That's where I'm going a little farther back here. But yes,
Courtney
the
would
Courtney
be
Yates,
so
please.
good.
Yeah.
That I would love it if I don't care who else is on the cast. If you tell me Courtney Yates is on the cast for the next season,
She was so
bless.
funny.
I am locked in.
Yes, she would be
The
amazing.
confessionals, fire.
PG would be good too, I think.
OPG would be good.
Lyrsa's
Yes.
I'm waiting for
PG will be
Lyrsa.
good. And PG's like such a like. I mean,
Gamer.
we're gamers, but like PG runs this type of game. Like she run a lot of like werewolf similar
Mhm.
Traitors.
Yep.
While we were on COVID, I play a couple of those. So yeah. There's
I also
so
want to
many
see Kelly
names.
Wentworth, but that's
I was
just-
gonna say that, but I was like waiting. Like I didn't want
You
to
knew
throw
I
it there,
would say
but
it.
but I think Kelly will also be good at this. I mean, and she's so funny on
Yeah,
her
I
like
think she-
social media and stuff. Yeah.
Give me Abby Maria. It's just there's
Social. Lyrsa,
there's some very good people that I would like to see play. And I mean, I'll throw another one out there. I wouldn't mind a Penner.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I think Penner would be someone fun to see how he would calculate the game. So there's so many people you could pick from, but I don't want necessarily what are the known, as you said, Mount Rushmore common names.
Yeah.
Give me the people that you want there. They're the fun ones at the party, but they're not like the top tier, let me go dance on the table ones. They're the ones in the background, sort of, where, you know what? They're pretty chill. We like them.
Don't get me
the
wrong. I'm
vibe
so happy
curators
to
of
see-
Ponderosa.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm excited. This season, like we said, was really fun. Hot Mess Express. Yeah.
So
Very
messy.
good. So messy, but good. And I have to ask, because I know Emily, Ari, you will definitely have an opinion on this. What is your ranking for seasons 1, 2, and 3? I need the order.
Wow. Wow.
I know. It's gonna be tough,
I
tough
have
question.
my answer like
Go,
super quick.
Lyrsa, go. If you know.
I think it will be 3-1.
As your
That's what I was gonna
favorite?
say.
Yes.
Like as a rank, I would agree. I think
I'm shook.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
I
felt
think-
like really I think that they were all messy in different ways,
Mm-hmm.
but I think first season was messy in a bad way because you threw gamers with people that had like not celebrities, like people that had no idea what was going on ever. And for them it became something more emotional, the situation that happened, instead of seeing like this is a game. You know what I mean? So I feel that the cast in the end wasn't like, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite because of that. Individuals, yes, Andy loved them. But the whole
that
situation with it,
Endgame was-
I didn't enjoy it that much. And then the second season, I really like Fedra in it, and I really like Parvati and the whole thing. But I think this cast was like, it was so messy, and I like messy. I like people
Yeah.
going crazy. And this is what they gave me. Like, I knew it was gonna be messy. I think we said it in the first like episode. This is gonna be messy, but I wasn't expected to get that messy, and I loved it. I love messiness.
So even with the winners being who they were, you'd still remember.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think that's the end game of season 1 with how personal people felt. I think it has to be my, bottom tier, especially because it was the first season of the show. Season 2 is great because the Traitors did work together, but yeah, Lyrsa made a great point. Like, each season was kind of missing something, and to me, I'll take entertainment over like good gameplay any day. Emily, now I'm curious because you had a visceral reaction.
That's why I asked first, because I said I know you'll have an opinion on
Yes,
this.
no, I mean, I think this is why reality TV has such like a wide audience, right? Because I'm the opposite. I think like for me, it's 1, 2, 3, and like I hear you about 1, and I like especially because I'm rewatching both of these right now with different groups of people who've never seen it before, and like. I totally hear that like 1 is kind of an unfair season, right? Because you have half and half, and I still think it was really entertaining, and I loved the like some Traitors who were not famous people paired with folks who've played these games before, and I just like love Cerise but then I think season 2 I didn't love, like, sorry spoilers, the Traitors lost in season 2, so that makes it like a little bit less enjoyable for me. The Traitors also lost in season 3 by like a lot, and they were not collaborative. So I feel like for me it's like 1 and 2 are kind of here, and then 3 is like but this is personal preference, and it's completely subjective, right? I know I feel like I'm in the minority, like fan wide. I think most folks like season 3 the best, I would imagine.
And you're valid in your opinion.
Yeah, we love your opinion. That's why you're here.
Exactly.
Laura, what about you?
Yes, I also have to go 3, 2, 1 as well, and it's just because I said I needed another Gabon in my life. Gabon, Hot Mess Express Survivor season, Traitors season 3 will always be known as the Hot Mess Express, and I have 2 more names that I didn't get to talk about for Survivor people, and I'm throwing it even further back. Would love, don't get me wrong. And I'm throwing one back all the way to season 4, Sean Rector.
Oh, he's never done anything. I loved him.
I would love to see him on another show. It doesn't matter. And then obviously, I would love to see Fair Play. Of course, I have to.
Yeah.
He's my dude. But I only was able to mention one dude. I mentioned a couple ladies. But those would be my 3: Penner, Fair Play, Sean Rector, for the guys.
What about a woman, Lauren?
I did. Courtney Yates.
Oh yeah.
So Courtney would be iconic,
and Abby Maria was my other. So
yeah, I take it back. Okay, I'm tired. We went over this.
I feel like Johnny will be a good traitor, but he will get voted out really early because
it'd be like
it's gonna be like Tony, right? It's gonna be like Tony. People right away are gonna vote him out.
I mean, but regardless, he'll be entertaining no matter how long he
stays. No, don't get me wrong. I love Johnny in anything that he is, but I think that he unfortunately won't last that long.
Yeah, it's like Bananas last season and Tony this season. Like when you have that big of a reputation.
Yeah.
But there might be people
we
that
haven't
don't know him.
You know who we haven't said to be?
Who?
Me, fucking me, none of you. Okay,
we're gonna say you.
Wait a second.
No,
it's not
I'm
even
into myself, but I'm waiting for you guys.
Well, you might be sitting here and already have a call for 4, and we don't know anything. So I'm not trying to ouch you here.
No, it hasn't.
I'm just saying. Obviously, we would love to see you play again. Your confessionals were fire. You were great when you were on Survivor. You were gone too soon. Everyone knows that. No,
I wasn't asking for.
I'm not kissing your ass, Lyrsa.
No, I'm not. I'm not kissing your ass. Your confessionals were hilarious, and no one can deny that. It was very good, very funny, and I feel like people underestimated you in the game. I really do.
I think my eye rolling game was good.
Yeah.
Was
And you
really
had
good.
iconic moments in challenges.
Yes.
The challenges and Traitors unfortunately don't really matter, but like
No.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Lyrsa, I'm curious though, besides you, who from your season would you think should be on Traitors?
You know what? This is very unbranded. So unbranded. But I feel Angelina.
No.
Angelina will be good at this. I feel that yeah. I know, very
That
unbranded.
is shocking coming out of your mouth.
Yeah.
I know. I'm stunned. That's why I just couldn't believe
Angelina
it.
and Davy, because they're like so different players.
I love Davy, and I love
Davy's
you.
great.
Imagine if you and Davy came in and you had a little.
See,
line.
people should tell Angelina I'm saying her name in a good way because everybody thinks I'm always trash talking her, which I don't. So yeah, world, tell her. I said to
Yeah, world.
World.
I would be here
Here's
for
a get on White
Angelina.
Lotus season 5 next with that speaking.
I wish to. It's a couple of days in like somewhere, and I just have to walk from one side to the other. That's all the job that Mike will give us, walking from one side to the other one.
Can I? This is like going way back. Can I say something that's been bothering me a little bit about this season of the Traitors for like a while? I don't like the way that like people that Sierra got scapegoated, and like now that like, I just felt like it just felt kind of problematic that like there are many other folks who do not have her like demographic characteristics who can swear and be fine, but like when she does it, it's
I didn't love how Derek was like, "You're a traitor because you swear," and I was like,
You
"This feels a little underrooted." If you're asking me,
like Wes swears, like so many of them swear, and I
right,
think
but because she's a woman who swears, like that seems, I agree with you. I hate
and
it.
I mean, that's, like a young woman of color, and again, we all have biases. We are all walking, there's lots to unpack, but it was just like this feels not great, and the Traitors kind of screwed her because she was always going to get eliminated. Like everyone in that coffin was going to get eliminated, but it was like you're not giving her nor Jeremy nor Nikki anything, and just the way it all went down made me sad. But I know she and Boston Rob got veal parmesan the other day. Like she's thriving. Good for her. I just had to.
And they got a Dunkin' ad, the two of them.
Oh, yes, they do. You're right. Yes.
That was cute. Yeah, that was cute. I like their dynamic. I really did because as much as we, say what we say about Boston Rob, he was great in that instance. He really was. And I did enjoy him on the season. I did enjoy him this season.
5 minutes that he was a nice man. That I will give that to him.
I will say I wish there was 2 parts.
But now he's gonna wait. You guys said they got an ad with Duncan?
Yeah, that's what Lauren just, and Sierra's in it too.
Yeah, Duncan.
Oh, so 2 of the things I don't like from Boston together, Duncan's and Boston.
You don't like Duncan?
No, it's just you guys. Like nobody likes Dunkin's except people from Massachusetts. Just saying.
What are you, Starbucks?
My wallet likes Dunkin'.
Yeah,
I don't drink coffee, so I'm irrelevant.
When I go out and actually, if I'm gonna do iced coffee, which I rarely do, because
so you're not gay.
I am very gay, but those kind of like gays that drink hot coffee. Anyway,
just don't exist. It's an oxymoron. So
it doesn't exist. Like in Puerto Rico, we didn't have that. You drink hot coffee. That's a new thing. This iced coffee is new. We didn't grow up with that, right? So if I'm gonna do iced coffee, I do McDonald's McCafe.
Ooh.
It's really good, and it's $1.19 or something like that. Any size you want. It's the same price, and you can pick any size you want of coffee. I really like it. And if it's going to be hot coffee, I do Starbucks only because I worked for them when I was younger and I know like their company. And yes, they're money grabbers.
I mean, Starbucks has better coffee tasting to me.
Yeah.
But Dunkin' is just cheaper. Exactly.
I know. And you're drinking that cheap coffee.
So is McDonald's. McDonald's also cheap coffee.
No, but
No, the only good thing from McDonald's is a fountain Sprite or a Coke. That is
that
it.
DC from
Look,
McDonald's hit
the
hard.
Coke is the best Coke ever.
That is it.
They have the
I
best
can't
Coke.
say anything else about McDonald's aside from that.
Okay.
Nothing else.
And their fries, their
And the
fake
chicken
fries that
nuggets.
will
I don't
last
care how bad.
forever. So we all like everything McDonald's has to offer to us. It's not healthy, but we love McDonald's.
I'm just
apparently.
surprised because, like, I understand the critique of Dunkin' from like a flavor perspective. I get it. I think I grew up with it, so it's like very nostalgia. So I hear like folks who want Starbucks or want more artisanal, but I have never heard of someone preferring McDonald's coffee to Dunkin'.
You know what? Next game, I'm gonna bring 4 iced coffees from McDonald's, and then we'll have this conversation again.
Oh, no, there's many. Listen, I love McDonald's fries, McDonald's ice cream, those cones.
And you will love their
It's always
coffee.
broken down. What do you?
I've had their
It's
It's true. No, this is the great thing about podcasting with your friends. You learn things about them.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all are killing me.
I don't do iced coffee, but when I do McDonald's.
And that is
Ugh.
the hashtag. When I do McDonald's. There you go. All right. Is there anything else we need to hit on from the season? Any other final thoughts that anyone has before we wrap it up?
As somebody
Caroline
real quick, I wish the reunion was 2 parts because it was good and messy,
Yes.
and I wish we got more out of it. And I'm just so happy that everyone got to experience the wonderful Gabby Wendy as someone who's watched her from The Bachelor to The Bachelorette to Dancing with the Stars and now the Traitors. I'm happy that everybody gets to see how incredible it is. And when she was saying she wants to win to get married, and then they ended up getting married.
Yeah, that was cute. I think she's the one from the one. I'm not going into social media that much. That's a lie. I go in, but not paying attention to a lot of things because I don't want to pay attention to things that are happening. But I feel that she has been getting a lot of like promo. She's everywhere. There's a lot of memes about Gabby. I don't see a lot of those for Dylan or Ivor or Dolores. I think that in the end, Gabby won. She's everywhere. So I don't know. Just putting it that out there. I don't know. What was I gonna say before Emily said something? I forgot.
We didn't talk about the reunion, so I was just saying
No,
it was
I
good
agree.
and messy.
Ooh, Caroline's clothing was great and beautiful, but she looked so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So uncomfortable the whole time. She's like, oh my god, it looked like a straight jacket. Beautiful.
But the reunion
Beautiful
needs to
straight
be
jacket.
longer, and they need to do more like. I would love to see more confessionals that explain how people are thinking, because I feel like there are multiple folks who came out after being like, "Oh, I knew so and so was a traitor. I just didn't like say it during the."
Right, like when Brittany was like, "Oh, I knew Danielle was a traitor."
Yeah, and Dylan also said-
After the fact, everybody knows everything.
correct,
Yeah.
which is why. But I feel like then they should ask them in a confessional, like, who do you actually think is a traitor?
What
Right?
do you think it? Yeah.
Like not
That's
the
good.
round table, not with other people where they could hear you, but like that way we can know, like, okay, Brittany, did you know? Okay, Dylan, did you know? Or were you just
Like I would love those challenges in the middle where they like the how you think the house thinks. Like I would love for them to be like, who does the house think are traitors?
Right.
Yeah.
And then
Everyone
we get
does it
those
anonymously. You
confessionals.
don't have to own your vote. You can just
Right.
because then also the traitors can sow chaos in that moment too.
I mean, listen, I like these ideas. Will they listen to us? No.
No.
Big goose egg? Absolutely not. But yes,
It's like Survivor asking for the fans, but none of the options is what the fans want.
Right. Bring back
But, like,
two tribes in 39 days.
Yeah,
And then
why
we'll
are you
talk.
giving me any vote or like decision making situation when you're still gonna pick whatever you think is best? And
The only thing we might get is a reunion that's not filmed that day.
if
Yeah.
that goes
always
in the
nice.
wrong direction, them
I
bitches
think-
picked that themselves.
I
They did
think
not
they're
listen to
already
the fan
planning
vote.
on a live reunion because why else? Like, I think they already budgeted for the live reunion
Mhm.
because I feel like why else would they, with a cast
Put it
of all
out there.
returnees, why would returnees, not attorneys, with all returning cast, why would they put that in the vote? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Or to rig it, to just say, oh, we gave you a chance to vote, and oh,
Yes.
look, 80% of people said that they prefer
And if
this.
the theme is really in the hands of the fans, stupid theme, first of all.
Which
Second
are the
chance is
teams? I'm not
3.0.
following that.
Yeah, I'm also
But
not What are the themes?
No, they said like, oh, Survivor 50 in the hands of the fans.
Oh, that's the theme. That's not.
Yes.
Then let us pick the cast. Let us vote between 3 people like they do in Big Brother Canada. Like, give us a chance to pick between 2 people who the fans want in.
Yeah.
They'll still choose who they want, but like give us a more
Make
of a vote
us
than,
believe that we're choosing something for real.
right. Like then don't say like, oh, choose your buff color. I don't care about a buff color. I want 39 days.
They could just be gray. We actually don't care.
I'm still mad about second chances. I'm still mad about it. I'm pressed.
Who did you want in second chances?
Hello, T-Bird. T-Bird should have been on that cast, and I'm sorry. Shane Powers should have been on that cast.
Okay? Shane. Oh my God, Shane.
Bring him to Traitors. I would love to see Shane Powers on Traitors having nicotine with
Randy on Traitors.
Randy on Traitors would be amazing too. But with second chances, I was watching that live and was baffled with some of the votes. And I'm sitting there saying, you mean to tell me that Shane Powers and T-Bird did not get the votes to get in, but Monica got votes?
That was recency bias. Because
it doesn't. No.
I agree.
No.
I agree, Lauren. I'm just saying.
And the same thing with Shane Powers. I'm sorry, but I was flabbergasted. That was the chance for this man to come back and bring me a BlackBerry. All right? It could have been an upgraded BlackBerry at that point in time. I just needed him back on my screen. That's it. But I won't talk anymore Survivor. That's my point being. I would like the opportunity to vote again for Survivor cast and probably get my heart broken again. But did y'all vote for the rice or not?
I
I
didn't
think I said yes.
I don't vote for anything. Only the colors. And I don't remember what I picked. I think I picked like red, yellow, and green just to like take some.
Yeah, I didn't vote for anything. I'm just complaining, but I haven't actually exercised.
I think I said yes because it creates like fun tribe dynamics where, yes, it's only 26 days, but like I don't really care about seeing them starve.
Correct.
Right.
And if they're gonna give me 26 days, stupid. But like rice, because you have like Jatia throwing the rice away, like you have people that like will do that for fun, and it gives us another layer than just them talking.
Did you vote for rice, Lauren?
I did because I agree. I mean, give them a little bit of something. What is 80 to 100 calories per day really going to do? Not a ton, but at least you can give me the brain functioning in a confessional. The confessionals drive the season because us as viewers know what's going on. If someone is groggy in a confessional and was hilarious, funny, entertaining from the start, and then we get to day 17, 18, and they aren't able to deliver on that platform anymore, it sucks because I think they have it in them, but they just don't have the ability to speak it, twist it, turn it. So that's just it for me. I think the rice gives that little bit of push for them to be able to have a little bit more function in the brain.
Yeah.
Wait, Lauren, who won the draft?
Oh, yes, the draft, of course. We did all go into the finale with people. We established that. And then I believe I will calculate because we talked about with it being more than one winner, we have 4 winners.
Yes.
And that was not great.
Because
I have 2 of
but
the
you
winners.
did have 2 winners, so that's where I'm going with. I know we talked about depending on how many people were there, we were going to go on basis
draft
of
order. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Also, run it back because I drafted Gabby 5th overall. But Lyrsa did have.
What do you mean run it back? What am I running back?
What we said.
No. What we said was, and I will. When I mean draft order, it's not like who you picked first for your draft team. It's like we were talking about the elimination. So say whoever had Dorinda was on the lower scale, and it was whoever had the best.
Right, I picked Gabby 5th overall. You all picked these people last. Isn't that how it worked?
See, no one understands my draft game sometimes.
It was complicated.
It's okay. We'll skip this one.
We're not skipping.
I'm
this
fine
one.
with whatever people decide. I am compelled that Lyrsa did have 2 winners.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
mad.
what
I
I'm
just
going
was
with.
confused because I feel like it was clear and then it wasn't clear, so I was just confused. But
I think
did
no.
pick 2 people.
Lyrsa's getting the crown here, but I'm just saying. I will listen next
You
time.
said it was based on who picked who
Yes.
top in the draft. That's why I was confused.
If there was more than one winner, it was gonna be the one like whatever Emily said, right?
Because it was.
do think
I
it would
thought
be-
you meant it like based on who picked who was
a minute.
picked first in the draft.
Let me just explain this really quickly here. Next time, for all you people, I will have written out rules so you can take a
Yes.
picture and photo of it and have it at the end. But I am saying Lyrsa is the winner here.
Yeah, no, I'm
because
not doubting Lyrsa won
No,
because she had 2 people.
I Dios mío, don't attack him. The no wasn't for you.
Oh, you're just
Wait, that was adorable, Lyrsa. That was so cute.
I understand, Emily. You're just pressed because you're saying I picked Gabby at this time.
Right, because
so-
I thought it was if there's multiple winners, it was based on who picked
The highest
the
something.
highest in the draft. When you said we're going off of draft order, so that's why I was like, oh, I won because I picked Gabby 5th overall, and then you all picked like Dolores, Ivar, and Dylan towards the end. I'm not mad that Lyrsa has 2 people who won. That's not what I'm saying.
I didn't
I'm saying
pick
the
Dolores at
confusion-
the end. I think I got her like middle of the way.
Yeah,
I
but what I'm
picked
saying is,
Ivor
like, I
last.
picked
Ivor was
Gabby-
my last one.
I picked Gabby higher in the draft order than everybody else who won.
That
So
is
that's
true.
why
No, I
I
picked
thought
Dylan last, so I'm not. Yeah, There's
Like, I'm
no-
not mad that I'm not saying like I'm not mad I lost. That's
Oh,
not what
I
I'm trying
know.
to say. I'm saying like you
listen,
said.
I'm following you. I know. I'm following what you're saying. If Lyrsa didn't have 2 people at the end, then I got you, because we weren't anticipating that someone's draft team was going to have. Well, first of all, I was not anticipating 4 people to win the damn thing.
Me neither. Yeah,
So
I
we
was
were
expecting
going.
maybe 2.
Yeah, we were thinking 2, max 3, and that's where we were going with. All right, we'll do this compromise here because,
Right.
But
I'm just saying, if
Lyrsa
you
has-
said one thing, and that's what I was running with.
Look, in the end, whatever you guys send me, I'm gonna use it to buy you iced coffee from McDonald's. So
Wait, we said 20 each. Is that what we said?
yeah, it's 20.
Okay, so I'll Venmo Lyrsa 20.
We're Venmoing 20.
Yeah, I'm.
Lyrsa, if you'd
I'm
like
not
to say
mad.
your
I'm just
Venmo
saying is
out loud.
you changed.
I'll Venmo Emily F $20 from that pool.
No, it's all fair and square. I'm not mad that I lost. I'm just saying is I was going in
The
because
rules were
Lauren said-
confusing. I thought we were gonna split it in a way, but then it makes no sense to split it
No, like you had 2 people.
because
That's how
then
it
we'll
worked.
keep our own money.
Yeah.
Except Lauren, and then Lauren will have to send us like what, $7 each or something like that.
I'm just saying
You know
that the rules of the draft winning were confusing because
Yes, they were.
you made it
I am
sound like when you
confusing.
said draft placement overall, I was like, oh, well, Gabby, I drafted her higher than you all drafted your people. So technically I should win. Yes, Lyrsa had 2 people, but I drafted Gabby overall. And then you were like, I'll do average placement. Well, no. They all finished 4th. I picked Gabby overall.
I think
No.
average placement meant like you would get subtraction for like, oh,
Yes. So when I mean, so this is why I'm laughing.
There's too
because
big brain. It's a draft. It's not this big brain. There's no math.
No, I get it. And I understand. I'll make it much simpler next time. But Emily understands where I'm coming from. When I say average placement in the sense of if you had Dorinda that went first, that's going to knock you down a lot of pegs.
which is
Well,
weird.
Lyrsa did.
That's the funny thing.
I know.
Yeah. But then I got 2 winners. Doesn't matter.
We would
One
have
bumped the other.
done this had there been someone that didn't have this
Yeah.
situation occur. But next time, just wash out the average placement, because I know I can confuse people with my terminology with that. I understand because I get
was
big.
confused
I
'cause you
get
said average
big
placement of draft order. So to me, you said whoever picked higher in the draft. Well, I did, and now you're changing it up.
No, I'm not changing it up. We just had different mindsets of
But
what
yeah, I think yes, I think that's true. I don't think there's any change. I think there was just some misunderstanding.
miscommunication. Yes, and that's why I said next
And
time
that's
we'll
on
be
the
very
person who says the
communicated.
draft rules.
Oh my gosh.
Diablo, mira. Okay.
We're never gonna let this go.
Nobody sent me anything. We all won together. We
No,
won
no,
our
no,
friendship, and
And
we
I'm just
won
saying is why
our
I was
time.
confused. That's why.
No, I get where you're coming from. Miscommunication. I will lay it out next time. Regardless, we had fun though, and
Yes,
I do
I
like
had a great
the
time.
banter.
Yes.
I like the banter back and forth because this is where I'm talking about. People, even in the show, have different mindsets of conversations that occur, and it causes this chaos, which I'm here for. So this is a perfect way to wrap up this season, wrap up the podcast. And with that, does anyone else have anything they would like to add before we do so?
Thank you so much for doing this, Lauren, and inviting us on. It was so much fun.
Yes, thank you, Lauren.
It's a blast. We'll be back next time for season 4. Whenever that airs, whenever it occurs, we'll be doing a precise draft. We'll work out all the kinks
With rules and regulations.
Yes, absolutely. There'll be a document this time. But it will be very fun. I'm excited for people to steal each other's picks. That was even better because people get so invested in their picks. But with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in at the Reality After Show. And be sure to check out all the content that is going on right now. Australian Survivor is in full force. I'm enjoying the season. Be sure to check it out. Johnny does podcasts after every episode with Eden. And also check out Survivor Season 48. I don't know. This season still
silence. Check Survivor 48.
Well, you have to check it out. I still love Survivor, but I'm on the Aussie train at the moment, but I'm still invested in 48 and I just need to uptick a little bit more. And then be sure to check out the challenge coverage that we have. Challenge All-Star Season 5 is going on, and we have the wrestling, the podcast, and we just wrapped up Traitors. Traitors is over. Season 3 is done. But with that, thank you again to my lovely people for joining me for this season and for the draft. Lyrsa, Double Dose of Emily, thank you again.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Reality After Show.
Peace out, everyone. Have a good one.